Okay.
Because I'm not going to muck around with your own roster. I
trust you.
Oh no, I'm not mucking around with a live roster, mate. I'm not that stupid. Okay. So the way that you guys are rostering sleepovers at the moment, if I scroll down our list here, all I need to do is have a bit of an investigation here. See, we've got that one there. So Angus is doing a sleepover.
That shift finishes at 12.
Ah, damn it.
You need to go down to Luke Traherne.
Luke, all right.
And I've got him loaded up on my screen so I can see what you're doing.
Okie dokie, okie dokie. All right. So we have a sleepover.
It's the purple one.
Yeah, the purple ones. So an 11 p.m. to 12 a.m. and then a 12 p.m. to 7.
They're active. You need to go to the Wednesday night one, the purple one.
Purple one.
That one.
Yeah. Okay. Well, yes, that's wrong. That's instantly wrong.
Okay.
So that's the problem. Basically, the reason why sleepover is not kicking in is because it's not kicking into sleepover time.
No.
So that's what the issue is there. And it also basically looking at this right here, it's telling me that Luke is going home at 10 o'clock at night.
No, but he's not.
Oh, yeah, I understand. And this is the issue that we've got. So this shift is a 7-hour active shift that starts at 3 p.m. and finishes at 10, and Luke's gone home at 10:01, according to this roster. So that's not what we want it to do. All right, let me just bring up my demo that I use for my brunches, and I'll show you what you need to do. Okay. So first of all, FlowLogic knows this. FlowLogic understands how this works and how a sleepover works. Yep. Let me just get rid of these 2 shifts here that I used for demonstration purposes. Delete, delete, delete. By Toodles.
I found out how to use that the hard way the other day.
Oh no, that's not good.
Yeah. Rob imported the same roster in 4 times. And we thought we had to go through and delete 1,500 shifts manually.
No, thank God for that. Well, I'm glad that you had the picker available, mate, because otherwise there would be some issue.
We started doing it, and then Rob found it. She did some research.
Yeah, very cool. No, that's all right. So we go to our client and we organize a sleepover. So Donald Duck is going to have a sleepover, is going to get services on a sleepover tonight. Yeah. So the first thing you need to do is put in the start time. Now, your start time, correct me if I'm wrong, is 3 p.m.
Yep.
Okay. So your shift starts at 15.
Yep.
And it goes through until, what, 7 in the morning?
7 a.m.
Yep. So that's what you put in, 3 until 7. So 3 p.m. until 7 a.m.
Yep.
Done. That's it.
So it says the shift goes for
16 hours, only 8 of them are active.
Yep.
According to my system, because my system says that sleepovers run from 10 o'clock until 6 o'clock. Yours is 10 o'clock until 7. That's fine. It doesn't matter. So according to mine here, this is a 16-hour shift. It's running overnight, which we know.
Yep.
And it's an 8 hours active. So for this shift, the staff member will be paid for 8 hours of active work at the night rate.
Yep.
And 1 unit of sleepover allowance. Yep. So if I just pop in Alana in there, just say, right, Alana's going to do it. Oh yeah, I've got to do a billable. Of course I've got to do a billable.
Yeah, I think I can see the error of the problem. Because from my understanding is that if you try and edit the shift that's already there, it won't let you.
You can edit a shift that's already there as long as it hasn't been completed.
Because if I change it to overnight, it says 31 hours and then 7 hours active. And
you've got to edit. You've got to put the times back in. You've got to actually put the times in again, and then save it and go out, and it refreshes to the right time.
So it's saying 16 hours and 7 hours active.
Yep.
And then if I go save shift.
Yep.
It goes, the start of the shift cannot be later than the end.
Have you got the overnight box ticked?
Yep.
Okay.
And I think that is the problem in a nutshell. So do you suggest I delete this shift and put it back in?
No, I think that it is just having a heart attack trying to work out because it was overnight and now it's not overnight. 15 to 7. If I do 7 to 7, 15 hours active. The start of the shift cannot be later than the end. I think I know how to do that. Dunk, dunk. Yeah. All right. So moving forward, there we go. I just fixed it.
I think it's swapped over.
Yeah. There we go. Now I can deal with it. Now I know what it's doing. So then I can change that to 15, change that to 7. It already knows that it's overnighter. No. So yeah, you are going to have to delete it and remove it.
Because it's confusing, isn't it?
Yeah. All right. So that one, yes, you will need to delete it and re-add it. But before that happens, just to put it back to where it should be, so there's zero confusion. That's where it was. That's where it was before I touched it.
But yeah, it looks very simple what you've done, but I think, yeah.
Yeah, but that's everything that you need to do. That's literally everything that you need to do.
You want me to try one?
Yeah, go for it, mate. Please.
Okay. I'll find tomorrow night and I will delete it. And so it's 15 to 7. Add shift overnight 16H 8 hours active. So it's saying 8 hours active.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Actually, that is exactly correct for your instance.
Well, I thought it was 7 hours. What? Because I think they're
5 until 10. Oh, sorry, 3 until 10 is 7 hours, and then 10 until 7 is the sleepover component. So it's 7 hours active.
It's saying 8 hours active.
Okie dokie. So in that situation, I'm guessing that your sleepovers have not been set up correctly as far as the time that they're supposed to finish. Now, does every single sleepover finish at 7 o'clock in every single instance?
Yeah.
All right. So in the cost categories, as we see here, not the allowances. Allowances are fine. Leave the allowances alone, Daniel. In the cost categories, see this night overnight here? It goes from midnight until 6.
Yeah.
Okay, we do have some issue here. Instantly, I can see that there's a problem because evening rate goes from 8 until 10 p.m. and then night rate goes from 10 p.m. until 6 a.m. But for you, sleepover goes until 7, right?
Yep.
All right, so that's the first thing that needs to change in the cost categories is you need to make sure that the evening rate and the night rate are set to the correct SHADS award timings, which is that, the 6 until 8, 8 until 10, and then 10 until 6. But then down in the sleepover section, here it is. Our sleepovers are $100 for each sleepover, and the sleepover starts at 10 and goes until 7. So you need to change that to a 7 there. 10 until 7. Click save on that. And once you've done that for all of the cost categories, that issue about how many hours are active and how many are not will fix. Because yes, indeed, mate, and you'll get a copy of this as soon as the recording's available. So you'll get it later this afternoon. But yeah,
Yeah,
the actual typing in of putting a sleepover into FlowLogic is easy because FlowLogic's built to do it, and it does it all automatically. But one thing that I need you to know is if you have a look at my demo that I've got here that I just put in from 3 p.m. until 7 a.m., you'll see that it creates 2 shifts with the midnight in the middle.
Yep.
They are 2 separate entities, 2 separate shifts, but only one of them has billable in it.
That's fair enough.
Yeah, just leave the billable in the front one.
Where did it go? I just created the shift and now I can't find it.
That'll be in there somewhere.
Okay. No, I can find it. It's done exactly what you just showed me. It's done.
Yeah, it doubled. It's split it at midnight. Just so you know,
a 3 till 10 and a 3 till 12, and then a 12 till 7. That's
right. And there's no billable in the 12 till 7 because they're not supposed to be. All the billables happen in the first one. All the billables happen in the evening one. Or the easiest way to describe it, all the billables happen in the active component of the shift.
Yeah, so this shift the one that says from 3 till 12 says 9 hours, 7 hours active.
Yep.
And the one from 12 till 7 saying 7 hours, 1 active.
Yeah, because at this stage, your flow, until you go through and fix those cost categories, your system thinks that your sleepovers finish at 6 a.m. You need to tell it that they actually finish at 7.
Yeah, so I reckon that she should just pay them the $55 award and then pay them for 8 and not 7, because it would work out about the same anyway.
I cannot comment on that because this session is being recorded.
I'm just thinking out loud.
I'm aware. And let me think out aloud as well. Are they active between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m. or do they wake up do the staff members wake up at 7 a.m. and leave the premises straight away without talking to the participant?
I reckon they do, personally.
That makes the difference as to what you need to do.
That's why I reckon, because I did a training course with Paycat a couple of weeks ago, and my recommendation to Robin was exactly what I just recommended then, but she isn't convinced because.
Well, the SHADS award does indicate that the SHADS award and the NDIS does indicate that a sleepover is finished at 6 a.m. not 7. But it's going to be whatever you guys need to do for your business.
Yeah,
that's the easiest.
Okay, well, I'll have that argument with her.
Show this video by all means, Robin. When you see this, think carefully about what you're doing. Yeah.
No worries.
It's my number one, and again, this is for Robin, not necessarily for you, Craig. Compliance.
Oh yeah, I'm 100%. You know, 90% of everything I do is around that. So
just be careful of compliance. If the staff member interacts with the participant at any point between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m., that's an active hour.
Yeah.
That's basically the rule. And as you can't tell if the participant is going to interact with the staff member or not, my suggestion, and again, this is me personally, the views expressed by me and not necessarily those held by Data Nova, all those little caveats and stuff. Plus, I'm not an NDIA. I don't work for the NDIA or Fair Work. But my suggestion is to err on the side of caution. And follow the rules as specified, rather than. And hey, $100 for a sleepover is not a bad number, mate. I will tell you that. A majority of my clients do only pay the $55 for the actual sleepover. I do have one client, on the other hand, that pays $268 per sleepover. Oh, wow. Yeah, because it is in a very remote part of New South Wales. Yeah. And the participant is not necessarily the easiest participant to have in the house with you or be in there.
Well, Rob has an active house that they pay someone like $400, $500, $600, $700 for an active night. So
but an active night's an active night. That's just an active night. But no, an actual sleepover. But anyway, whatever the rules are and whatever you guys decide, Flow Logic can do it. You just need to tell it. And that's what the problem was. If you don't tell it that it's an overnight, then Flow Logic's got no idea that it's an overnight. So it won't automatically.
That's obviously how it needs to be done. And I think that we were trying to you weren't letting Flow Logic do its job. Yeah. We're smarter than Flow Logic.
Let me just show you what happens. Excuse me. What happens when you do that sleepover business? So I haven't done anything other than put that shift in, and I've just manually completed it as if it was if a timesheet was put in and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
If I now go to export timesheets for that period, I should get an entry in there. No, I'm not, because my demo system's not going to work. But anyway, the short answer is what will happen is that this will literally get paid at what it says here, 7 hours active.
Yep.
That's 7 hours at the night rate, and then 1 unit of the sleepover allowance.
Yeah.
That's it.
So with that export payroll timesheet, can you do that whenever you want, or does that once you do that it's gone to zero?
Well, it will actually. You can actually, like, when you bring it up, like, I'll go into yours because you'll have data, whereas I don't. So yeah, you can go to export payroll and you can have a look.
I use that all the time.
Yeah, so you should. Nothing's been processed since the 28th, still coming. Give me everything that's approved up until the 28th. There should be a stack in here.
There'll be a few in there.
Yeah. So you can use this at any time that you want, Craig.
Yeah.
You can come in here and you can look at the data. You can confirm what shifts they've done.
How come I don't get the graph? How come I don't get a graph like that? The pie graph.
That's because you might go to export timesheets instead.
No, I go to export payroll.
Do you? Okay.
Yeah, exactly what you just did. Yeah, and I get everything. I get the bar graph, but not the pie graph.
Really? Oh, interesting. Let me just flick over as if I'm you.
That's weird.
It might be to do with level of accesses, mate.
Oh,
yes.
Come on. I should have full access.
I'm not going to make any comments on that.
So if Robin runs it, she'll get a graph, basically.
Yeah.
Okay. It's not that precious to me.
Yeah, but the most important information in here is the starter that's underneath it, obviously, when you click on the little blue. But you can actually,
all that, plus all the Excel reports you can pull out for overtime and all that sort of stuff.
Definitely, all these reports.
Yeah.
But you can go through and you can do these reports whenever you want, but it only gets sent to zero when you've clicked that button there. But here's the good thing about it. You can click that button as many times as you want during the fortnight period. You can click it once a day.
Yeah.
Send it to zero and just basically because all this is basically doing is creating timesheets in zero for the staff members with the data in them, and it'll just create a new timesheet every time there's a new timesheet to put in it.
Yep.
It doesn't actually pay them or do anything until obviously you complete the pay run inside zero. So you can send it more than once. However, I would possibly err on the side of caution and only do it once to make sure that the data that you get is the complete play run, just to make sure that there's nothing that gets missed.
Yeah, well, Rob will probably watch this video. I'll run it by, but at this point in time, I'd rather just leave it the way it is. It works at the moment. So
exactly, if it's working, then it's great. But yeah, with those new getting the sleepovers to kick in, like, it's designed, as you can see, it's even got like an option in here to show how many sleepovers the person
I know. That's why I want to get it right. So
designed to do it.
So while you're in my system, can you go into client, because this was another question and it's open on the help desk. No one's responded.
Oh, okay. What's the problem?
So go to documents for anybody. Hang on. Go to Libby Moody, the third one down.
Should I go to test?
I can do
No?
whatever. No, because Test doesn't have any of these new risk assessments.
Right. Okay.
The Libby's got a few in there.
Libby Moody. Okie dokie.
So we've decided, obviously, to start doing them for all new people.
Mm-hmm. Yes, fair enough. And so you should.
Yeah. And but what we can't work out is how do we create a log of who's signed them?
Of these risk assessments.
Yeah. So I can view it, but I can't sign it. I can't acknowledge that I've signed it. And then if I did, where would it go?
Okay. So what you're asking for is that every single staff member that's working with Libby has to come in and look at this risk assessment and acknowledge that they've read it.
Correct. That's the current procedure with the old risk assessments, but there was only 3. And if you go back, you can see where them 3 are stored down the bottom of the document.
Yeah.
And before we roll it out, we want to make sure that, because if we roll this out and they can't sign for it, we'd have to do it again.
Okay.
Hence why I was asking the question about forms yesterday, because I was trying to work out how to do it myself, but I'm going, oh, this is like
okay, all right,
ancient technology.
Okay.
I think it's a challenge because I put a request in middle of last week, and no one's come back to me yet. So I'm figuring.
Oh, okay. I think that was Chris. I do remember saying something about this actually. Chris has actually been on leave for the past couple.
That's right.
He got back today, so he'll be.
I'm not holding anybody accountable. I just.
Yeah, that's cool. No, Craig, you should. That's fine. This is for you.
No. I'm not like that, mate. Seriously.
I've got an idea.
Okay. Is it something I do, something you do, or something we both do?
It is something that I need to think about and get back to you on.
Okay.
What I'm suggesting, what I'm thinking is you need to have a record that the staff have seen it.
Yep.
So it should be
like a plan upload. So if where they sign a plan upload.
Yeah, I've got a better idea than that.
Yeah.
It also gives them the opportunity to say that they've read more than one at a time.
That would be ideal. Otherwise, they get she's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 10.
She's got 10. And then obviously when anything changes, she gets another one.
Correct. And that's why I like the new versions, because if we have to change one part of the risk assessment, then they've only got to reread that one part. Yeah. Not the whole 3-part or 10 risk assessments.
Yeah.
So there's lots of benefits to this, but there's a time factor to getting old ones restructured and done, I guess.
I've got a better idea, and it'll work perfectly. Staff signature form at the back end of the risk assessment form. So leave this alone. Add a secondary tab, add a second form, and it's just literally a staff signature form that basically says where the staff member selects their name, puts a tick in the box saying, I have read this, and signs it. And that will actually have a complete record underneath every single risk assessment of every person that's read it, one by one. And it also will enable you to do some reporting to make sure that everyone's done it. Or you can actually you'll be able to see a list of who's done it, so you'll be able to identify who has not. Yeah,
because at the moment, because we check off everybody against the master list of who's signed what and who hasn't. It's on a spreadsheet, so I won't bore you with that. So, but on my dashboard, it comes up with any plan uploads or risk assessments that have been signed. So I've just got to check off whatever shows up for that day. So ideally, if we could have something like a visual like that, would be perfect. But if I've got to go in manually, then I've got to go in manually.
No, you don't, buddy. You don't. I will be able to get this. Do you want me to go and leave you to do it in your own time? No, it's all right, mate. I can talk to you while I do this. I've done this this kind of stuff once or twice in my time, so it's not particularly.
Yeah, I had a play with forms the other day, and I managed to add an upload box for a document that
Good man.
So
Perfect, mate.
kind of, but it's clunky.
Yeah. Take your time and just muck around with it. That's the easiest thing that I can suggest, is make sure that you actually have a look and play with the actual system.
Yeah. I did find there was a couple of videos on your brunch thing, but I haven't had a chance to look at them yet.
Yeah, fair enough. Now, I will also just create this generically.
Yeah.
And you can always pop in a, like you can come into this form and you can have a look at what I've done and how I'm doing it.
We're still recording, yeah?
Yes, mate. Yes, mate. So you can always come in and have a look at what this is.
Will this post date back to the risk assessments that are done, or they'll have to be edited?
No, 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 no. They won't be edited. That's the point. That's what I was thinking. I was thinking I needed to do a system that's not going to cause you more work.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to put this underneath the. So we go to the client. We go to the tabs, and it's underneath the documents, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Underneath documents is there, and risk assessment form is here. Good. Right. Okay. FloodLogic admin's the only one who's able to see that at the moment. Okay. Staff, read staff support plan. Okay, I'm actually running out of time. I do have a meeting that I need to go to.
Yep.
But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just pop this up underneath here at the time. Where is it? There.
Yep.
And I'll work it out a little bit later.
Yep.
Later on, probably tomorrow. Oh, no, not tomorrow. Tomorrow's a bit busy with Anzac Day. But yeah, I'll have a look at it on Friday, and I'll get it actually run out of there.
Perfect.
All right, buddy. All right, I'm going to click save on that. Very good.
Okay, well, I'll hopefully talk to you on Friday, or you can email me or whatever, or just
I'll bounce you a mail on Friday, mate. I know you're a busy man, so it's all good.
Not that busy, but you know, they always keep finding stuff for me to do.
Well, we don't want you bored, mate. We don't want you bored.
Oh, no, never be bored. Thanks again, Dan. That helps heaps.
Not a problem at all, mate. I'll catch you later.
Yeah, buddy. Bye-bye.